beyond this labyrinth and the serpent of memory is the still point of the world, that gateway which men seek. It is everywhere and nowhere. It is here and now. Round it time turns in a circle throughout infinity. In you is the beginning and the end, and the forgetfulness beyond.
Consider the world's diversity and worship it. By denying its multiplicity, you deny your own true nature. Equality prevails not for the God's sake, but for man's. Men are weak and cannot endure their manifold nature.
Very good. Didn't know there was any artists anymore.
Yeah, there aren't. Painting's extinct. Art isn't. It's just a habit. I started painting when I was 8, copying dinosaurs from a picture book. It was prophetic.
I'm alive.
So am I.
Artists steal the world's energy.
Bet they never get caught.
Always. They become blood donors. Their lifeblood drips away until their blood dry. And the people who control the world make it as inaccessible as possible by driving the artists into corners. You see, it's dangerous.
Our school motto was Faites vos désirs reality. Make your desires reality. I myself preferred the song Don't Dream It, Be It. In those days, desires weren't allowed to become reality. So fantasy was substituted for them. Films, books, pictures. They called it art. But when your desires become reality, you don't need fantasy any longer, or art.
I haven't danced for a long time. No one's interested in the ballet anymore. But history still fascinates me. It's so intangible. You can weave facts any way you like. Good guys can swap places with bad guys. You might think Richard III of England was bad, but you'd be wrong. What separates Hitler from Napoleon, or even Alexander? The size of the destruction, or is he nearer to us in time? Was Churchill a hero? Did he alter history for the better? Life in England these days is inflationary, but we're carrying on regardless, coping with misgovernment and idiocy on every side.
Number 1, the history of England.
It all began with William the Conqueror, who screwed the Anglo-Saxons into the ground, carving the land into theirs and ours. They lived in mansions and ate beef at fat tables, whilst the poor lived in houses minding the cows on a bowl of porridge, whilst they pushed them around with their arrogant foreign accents. There were 2 languages in the land and the sea. At first, the 2 sides coexisted, meeting only on the racetrack and the battlefield, whilst they fought the rest of the world. That's you, Chaos, who they despised more than each other. Now, one day, when there was no one left to fight, it dawned on them that the real enemy was at home and that they should fight themselves. Having grown greedy on the booty they had looted from the rest of the world, they decided to fight with money. But by now, this was made with paper, so it was pretty worthless. So, when they discovered this, they took to fighting with guns. The rest of the world sighed a sigh of relief to be rid of them and got on with their own business. And England slowly sank into the sea.
Hey, Mad, do you want to hear my new chapter, Civilization?
What, are you going to serialize it? Hold it, everybody. Another Mandrake's history lesson from Arrow.
Oh, fuck off. Here goes any case. On human rights. Human beings have no rights, but some dumb fucks told them they had them. First, political rights, freedom of speech and things like that. And if that wasn't enough, they were told they had material rights too. They forgot about the political rights soon enough, but they got hooked on the material ones. One desolate suburban acre and a car, then a TV, fridge, and another car. That was by right, mind you, but the habit demanded more and more. The day came when the expectations couldn't be fulfilled any longer, and everyone felt cheated. So here we are in the present. Fucking great. With civilization destroyed by resentment, but since civilization itself was always fucking awfully boring for everyone, who gives a shit? We can do without it.
All these ruins, all this concrete, brick and glass, and the people who made them are utterly forgotten. The prisons we live in today might have taken more than a day to build, but it doesn't take long to destroy them. Your house is ugly, then burn it. If the street you live in depresses you, then bulldoze them down. Of course, Lucifer.
That's where Angel and I was born. I never lived below the 14th floor till I was old enough to run away. Never saw the ground till I was 4. Just locked alone with the telly all day. First time I saw flowers, I freaked. I was right in the dandelions. My old gran picked one once, I had hysterics. Everything in that tower block is regulated, planned by the social planners to the lowest common denominator. Sight, concrete. Sound, the telly. Touch, plastic. Taste, plastic. Seasons regulated by thermostat. Once a year, me mum and dad dusted down the plastic Christmas tree and exchanged pathetic presents. Didn't know I was dead till I was 15. Never experienced love or hate. My generation's the blank generation.
You want to know my story, babe? It's easy. This is the generation who grew up and forgot to lead their lives. They were so busy watching my endless movie. It's power, babe. Power. I don't create it. I own it. I sucked and sucked and I sucked. The media became their only reality, and I owned their world of flickering shadows. BBC, TUC, ITV, ABC, ATV, MGM, KGB, C of E, you name it. I bought them all and rearranged the alphabet. Without me, they don't exist.
And here's the man who made it all possible. Cardinal Borgia Gins, the man who picked up the 30 pieces of silver and made the movie you saw on TV. This is your last chance, folks, so come on in. Borgia Gins is giving up the theatre and going into the car park business.
Without progress, life would be unbearable. Progress has taken the place of heaven. It's like pornography. Better than the real thing. They prefer the shadows. The light's too cruel for them. They're all working for me, and they follow blindly, and their life insurance.